Hi everybody, Mike Freedman from AI Technology and Design back here in another day of technology in our 30 Days of Technology series. Today we're going to be talking about one of the things that's most nearest and dearest to my heart, and that is of course a delicious cup of coffee. Specifically how I use Nespresso products in my own home to ensure I get that delicious cup of coffee every single day. Okay, so here's a little bit of background on me and coffee. I love coffee. I drink way too much of it, and for a period of time I was going out and getting lattes because I really enjoy a latte midday. But what I found was at $5 or $6 a pop, 5 or 6 times a week, it was really starting to add up. So I did a little bit of research and I purchased an espresso machine. And not only do I get a great cup of coffee whenever I want it, but with the amount of savings I got from not going out for those lattes every day, the machine paid for itself in less than 2 months. Which means for the last 2 years, I've been making money and coming out ahead, which is not something I ever thought would be the case when it came to my coffee habit. Okay, when it comes to coffee, I need a couple things. Well, actually, I need more than a couple. I need it to taste good and to be a high quality experience, and we'll talk about that in a few moments. But there are a few things that I really demand, especially when we're talking about using something with pods. The first is I need it to be easy. Yeah, I can go buy a high-end espresso maker, but I don't have the time to learn how to get really good at making a perfect cup of coffee, and more importantly, I just don't have the time to do it. So I need it to be easy, but I also need it to be responsible. It's important to me that my decisions don't contribute to excess things in a landfill. And so when we get down to it, I'm going to talk to you about why it was so easy to use Nespresso and to purchase Nespresso based on those parameters. But the other thing I like is that my whole family can use it as well. If my wife comes down in the morning, I've left early or I'm not around, she can brew herself a great cup of coffee as well. And the main thing is this: consistency. This machine allows us to brew a perfect cup of coffee every single time. And unlike using coffee beans, there's no measuring or grinding or mess to clean up. And it's not like in the old days where I'd leave coffee beans out on the counter and they get old and stale. I don't have any of those problems. And it's also really, really low maintenance. There are robotic espresso machines out there. You dump the beans in, you put the water in, you press a button. But there's a lot of maintenance that goes with them. And quite frankly, they can break down. So I really like how low maintenance this is as well. So there's just so many different wins. And this is why I do like the Nespresso machine so much, because I always get a great cup of coffee in addition to all the other things I just talked about. You may have walked past an Nespresso boutique while you were at the mall. Or maybe you went past a dedicated storefront when you were downtown. It doesn't really matter. The point is, these are amazing places and clusters of coffee experts and coffee lovers. So you're there with your tribe when you walk through those doors. Here's why they're there. First of all, if you're thinking about a machine, there's a bunch of different flavors available. And you probably have questions about which is the right one for you. And do you go with the original pods or the newer type of pods, which we're going to talk about in a few moments. There are coffee experts to guide you through the whole process, and they're not there to sell you the most expensive machine or anything like that. They're there to answer your questions and make recommendations based on your needs. So that's number one. Number two, Nespresso has a myriad of different delicious coffee flavors. And if you're newer to coffee and you're not sure about which one to pick, their experts will guide you through what you want to look for and help make suggestions that you're gonna love. And there's that aspect as well. Not only getting guidance as to what coffee to buy, but having coffee there to buy so you don't have to wait for something to get shipped. You don't have to wait around for something to come to you. You can go and grab the coffee you want right then and there. And the last thing I really like about the Nespresso boutiques is the fact that you can bring your used coffee pods back there and they'll recycle them for you, which I think is a huge amount of responsibility. and leadership on their part. So they're not just making great coffee, they're taking care of the entire process right up until disposal, which I think is fantastic. I use the traditional pods at my house, the original Nespresso pods, but Nespresso also has the virtual pods as well, which are a newer technology and definitely worth having a look at. Now, the reason I think they're so neat is they have a barcode on each of them. Now, why would they need a barcode on each of them? Easy. Each type of coffee you brew is different. So if you're making a big giant mug of coffee, or you're making an espresso shot, or anything in between, it's a different process, ideally, to get different results, not the same process. So what's great about it is that barcode tells the machine what temperature to brew the water at, how much specifically, how much water should go through. So if you're brewing an espresso shot, it's different than brewing that big cup of coffee. And even how much crema to have on the outside. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, crema is that delicious stuff on top of coffee when you're done brewing it that coffee experts use to gauge the quality of the brew itself. So you want to make sure you get that part right as well. So there's a lot of things that are variable that you don't have to control or think about anymore. The pod and the brewer does it for you automatically. And the other thing I really like is I drink a lot of coffee, as I mentioned, and the virtual pods just are bigger, so they can make a bigger pot, a cup of coffee. You can make a pot of coffee, it just takes a long time. So I use 2 of the traditional original pods to make my cup of coffee in the morning. Now I just need 1. So it's a little thing, but it is a big thing. All right, so earlier I was talking about my incessant love for a good latte. I mean, I love a latte in the afternoon. It's the perfect midday thing just to help get you through the rest of the day. But to get a good latte is not easy to do, especially at home. So unless you want to go out and get a latte from a professional, you either have to do one of 2 things. Either you have to get a high-end coffee maker that has a little thing that comes off of it called a panarello, and you put your milk in there and you steam your milk. It makes a perfect steamed milk if you know what you're doing, but if you don't know what you're doing, it can make a mess. So if your learning curve isn't there, not a big deal. They have a wonderful machine called a milk frother. And this is very, very different than what I just described. You simply put milk in the container, put the lid on the container, put it on the machine, press the button, and boom, in just a few minutes you have perfectly steamed milk. And what you can do with that milk? Well, you can have a latte, you can have yourself a London Fog, which is Earl Grey tea and steamed milk and a little bit of vanilla flavor. You can make hot chocolates for your kids. Heck, you can just drink steamed milk. The point is that like everything else in the Nespresso world, this is easy. It's easy to brew a perfect cup of coffee, it's easy to steam milk, and now it's easy to make a great latte in the comfort of your own home as well using Nespresso's milk frother. Last thing I want to talk to you about super quick is how to take care of your Nespresso machine once you get it home and start using it. How you got to do it is you have to descale it. And what that means is you got to get rid of those disgusting lime buildups that happen as a result of hard water. Do not use vinegar, it will damage your machine. Nespresso makes a descaling kit for $10 Canadian. It's enough to do it twice, so more than enough to cover you for an entire year. Keep your machine working properly, keep that coffee flowing, and make sure it tastes as good as it did on the first day you bought your machine. So that's the last thing I want to tell you. With that, I just want to say thanks for joining me through this quick journey through the world of Nespresso. I absolutely love their products. Their coffee is unbelievably great. It's convenient, it's easy, and it saved me a ton of money. So if you're looking for a great cup of coffee, I'd highly recommend the Nespresso machine and their pods.